You're watching the Move Me podcast with Kevin Methvin. Today we have Nick with Dirty Jobs and Hauling, and he does all the work that you don't want to do.
That's right.
So we've known each other for a while, quite a while ago, back when his wife was more involved in staging. He helped us trash some stuff out for a property. I think it was in Discovery Bay, wasn't it?
Discovery Bay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and ever since then, and like the last 4 or 5 years, you've been working on this end of it?
I've been junk hauling for about 4 years. Started out flipping houses and staging. My wife had the staging side, and then decided that market was kind of crazy, and was like, "Hey, got a truck and trailer. Let's start something
putting
else."
it to use. And then you're also dabbling in the estate sales too. You're
Estate sales, yes,
well.
yes. My wife loves those. Garage sales, estate sales, organizing, things like that.
Yeah, you just had one recently with the motorcycle parts.
Yeah, that's right. A whole part shop.
A whole part shop.
Yeah, it was at one point estimated 1 million parts they had.
Wow.
It was the biggest part store in Northern California. And then the old man passed away, and kids were done. So
sounds like a lot to sift through, right?
Yeah, exactly. A lot to sift through, and so we were lucky enough to be called in on it, and something we love.
Yeah, and then your wife's doing a lot of the marketing behind the scenes.
Yes, all the marketing.
All the marketing.
Yeah,
give her all the credit for all that.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I see it like every day. It seems like I'll see something, and actually my favorite I think is your Treasure Tuesdays.
Treasure Tuesday, yeah.
You want to tell the audience a little bit about that?
Yeah. So my 8-year-old daughter has been wanting to do something on camera.
Oh, okay.
And so she decided that she would help me go through some of the items when I'd, do a haul out, and I'd have motorcycle parts or ATM machines or anything that we're junking, and she wanted to, kind of get in there and be a part of it. So my wife decided that she'll be a little spokesperson, and we would, instead of, throwing everything in the landfill, we would do a Treasure Tuesday. And so every Tuesday, or for a while it was every Tuesday, but we're doing every other Tuesday. We'll raffle off something that we have, that we don't want to throw away.
Yeah, and it's on your Instagram, I see. And also maybe on Facebook. I see it's like I see it all the time.
They're kind of linked, the Dirty Jobs and Hauling Instagram, and then same for.
You're going to want to follow them for more than one reason. It's really cute. I love how you got the family involved on that, and that's pretty cool. And then you find some pretty interesting things, I'm sure. You were telling me earlier about another job that you did. You want to talk a little bit about
that? So when was that? About a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we got called and had to clean this house out, and showed up, and it looked like somebody was still living there.
Oh,
it was, and there happened to be, anything from full refrigerator to, vehicles, motorcycle in the garage. Deer horns on the wall, and
that's right. You're talking about that. You got like a buck up on the wall.
Buck up on the wall. And it was,
what do you do with that?
Right. Call somebody who takes it, or call a friend who has always wanted one. He can pretend he didn't shot.
Get some street cred.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and then where was that job at?
That one was out Concord area.
Okay.
Yep.
So I know you have a pretty big footprint. I think you were saying kind of from San Jose to Sacramento.
Yep. I've done jobs San Jose, Sacramento. Really, wherever they call,
wherever
gotta be worth it. But
cool. And then what would you say is, like, I guess the question I'm trying to ask is, I know it's going to be pretty emotional for some of these people who are getting rid of some of these items. I actually went through this recently with my mother-in-law,
right? And
it's they store these things over time. And you mentioned there was one gentleman that took really good care of something. He had magazines and
oh yeah,
and God, tell me more about that. That was such a cool story.
So he was a chemical engineer. So they already have their own brain and how they work on their day-to-day life, and anything. He had cameras, old radios, leatherback radios. Everything was from the 70s. Original boxes, original sales receipts. magazines.
Road and Track magazine?
Yeah, Road and Track magazine.
Going back to what, 1940s, I think?
45, I think.
Wow.
Every single edition. You know, it was pretty wild. And the niece was watching over everything from San Diego.
Okay.
And so, you know, we came in and not knowing anything. It should have been probably a 3-hour job. And it was about almost 3 days.
Wow.
Because, you know, it's like you got to take care of you know, some people's things, and going through everything and just seeing the time capsule that we stepped into, you know, it was pretty neat. And you don't get to see something that organized, that clean, you know, all the time. So, you know, we kind of had to.
Did that one turn into more of an estate sale?
No, that was, I took what I could to donation.
Okay.
I called around and, you know, to see if anybody wanted the, you know, puzzles or the magazines. You see everything, you know, online now. So nobody really wanted it, you know. So I kept a couple of the old, you know, old car, you know, special editions, like when the Camaros were, you know, on the cover. And
you're speaking my language now.
You know, all that kind of stuff. So I kept a couple of those editions, and everything else kind of, you know, couldn't keep it
by the wayside. Yeah. And I noticed that, you know, when you're trying to sell the home, sometimes you'll be in a situation like that where it's, okay, do we have maybe a cash investor come out and do it themselves, or do we get the property ready and try to sell for the most?
Correct.
And wouldn't you say it's easier to do that ahead of time and kind of get you in there beforehand?
Yeah, definitely. Because things, you know, you don't want something so small to hold you up, as far as having little debris or, you know, leaving chemicals or paint, you know, things like that.
And those are some of the items, like you said, the chemicals that you really don't want to leave behind, right?
Yeah, because nobody else wants to take care of, you know, to do anything with them, and they have to go to a special facility.
Right.
So, you know, we get the call, hey, come get it last minute. Sometimes it's the night before close, you know, before, you know, changes hands, and, you know, it's like, all right, I'll be right there. But, you know.
Yeah, I just sold a home out in Rio Vista, and they had somebody come out and remove all the items. And unfortunately, we had negotiated certain items up front to stay.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, wait, where is that at?
Yeah.
So it's better to do this ahead of time, and then there's less confusion. And
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Heather, that you know, were talking to earlier today, she had one where they left a car behind, and just to get it out of there before closing, and it was like a rat race. We ended up having to put it on Facebook. Luckily, we found somebody, but
that's so funny.
You know, you don't think about these type of things until it's time to sell them.
Right. Yeah. Especially when people just leave. You know, I've done jobs where I've had, you know, a brand new motor to a Scat Pack motor.
Oh wow.
In a garage and a car, you know, and we can, you know, take it and get rid of it, but those are things that
are worth quite a bit of money.
Yeah, they're worth, you know, they could be worth something to whoever left it, but that's, I guess, where we come in and have a job by them getting left behind. You know.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more of that. It seems like a lot of the baby boomer generation is unfortunately they're doing a lot of downsizing. I'm seeing.
Yeah, a lot of
going
downsizing.
to assisted living because people are living longer these days.
Yeah.
So you've been a pretty busy man, I understand.
Yeah.
The last few years. So if someone needs your services, how can they reach you?
My cell, 925-212-8028.
And one more time, that Instagram handle
is Dirty Jobs and Hauling. Dirty _jobs_.
I'll make sure I put it in the, in the description.
Good, thank you.
So they can find you. All right, well, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Yep.